Welcome to this episode where I'm going to give you 2 reasons you can't ignore why cybersecurity has to be one of your top priorities. Today's episode is going to contain some information that is only applicable to Switzerland. However, I do believe your country has some similar regulations or laws, so at large it's still applicable for everybody. How many of you did ever read the Data Privacy Act of your country? In my experience, I can say the majority of people I'm talking to never did. And there is a lot of half knowledge flying around that this is risky and dangerous. For far too long in Switzerland, we felt too safe and thought, we're too small to be a target. But when we see all the latest hack that come up in the news from, small doctor practices that got hacked to online stores, all the way to the cyber defense operator of our government. Now, we can clearly say cyber criminals don't care about the size of Switzerland, they for sure not stop at the border, and they don't care about our commitment to neutrality. So here is reason number 1. Do you know who is responsible for data privacy? We all are. All your employees, it's the responsibility of every single one that works in your company. But do you know who is liable? The Swiss Code of Obligation states that in the end, it's the board that is liable. Wow, I'm really not sure how many board members actually know that they're liable for it. And if you're a board member and he's watching this right now, you better call your CEO and ask him to provide you with some information what they do to protect the data of the customers and entrust them to you. Reason number 2, not realizing that your biggest threat comes from within. A statistic I found on Brain Statistics suggests that 75% of all employees stole from their employers. And I'm not suggesting or saying that 75% of your employees, purposely try to harm you, leak data, or be irresponsible with the data, but I'm talking more about unintentionally. Like today with the smartphone, it's easier than ever to get, your own app. Like you want a better to-do list or you want an app that makes you more efficient. You just download it and you put the data in. We call this shadow IT. I actually wrote a blog about it. Make sure to check it out. It's about how you can get ahead of it and how to fight it. Because just because you didn't know that is happening doesn't make you not liable for it. But that's not the only way with shadow IT. But also weak password can be an unintentional way your employees, endanger the data or put a risk on your data that is entrusted to you. And when we look at the market and see the solutions out there, then there is literally no excuse not to use them, especially when considering how much more affordable they became. Microsoft has the most comprehensive solution for this. Especially since we move on from a classical perimeter security, which was the old way how we did things or how we got things done. Many are still here, but in the day and age we live, we need a new security strategy which needs to be an identity-driven security. Think about, there's so many data we store in the cloud or somewhere else, and then it's out of our reach. But with this comprehensive solution from Microsoft called EMS, the Enterprise Mobility Suite, you can stay in control of the data no matter if they're within your perimeters or if they're outside. But it goes much more than just in fighting shadow IT, password management, or staying in control of the data. It also is a system that uses machine learning to discover abnormal behavior of user accounts and then alert your security team so that they actually can take action about it to figure out if a user account is compromised and is trying to get into your network. Don't dismiss the chance that you can become a victim. Start mitigating the risk today and protect the data that is entrusted to you from your customer, but also your own data as good as possible. Did you know that Microsoft invests $1 billion a year in security alone? That is much more than the majority of companies ever will spend. So make sure that you use the tools available from companies like Microsoft to really protect yourself, but also the data that is entrusted into you. Also, please help me to spread this super important topic about cybercrime and why it needs our cybersecurity and why it needs to be a top priority for every company. This is something that affects all of us. So please share it in your social networks, subscribe to my blog or my YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss the next episode. Even though I can't make any promises that next week there will be one just because of the holiday seasons, I will give my best, but I'm not making any promises at this point. But I wish you and your families the best of possible holiday seasons. Enjoy it, and I look forward to be talking to you soon. Thank you.